I need you to take it.
By now, you probably know that Amazon MGM is bringing RoboCop back in a big way. Ed Neumeier even revealed to Movie Hole that a prequel TV series is in the works, focusing on a young Dick Jones and the rise of Omni Consumer Products. Plus, in April 2023, Amazon Studios announced both a RoboCop film and a TV series, with the show likely coming first. But what you might not know is that this is all part of a much bigger plan, one that could connect RoboCop to one of the biggest franchises of all time, Terminator. That's right, Amazon MGM might just be setting the stage for an epic crossover between these two legendary sci-fi worlds, and we're here to break down exactly how the future of the RoboCop franchise could tie into the Terminator universe. So, let's dive in. Before we get into the latest updates on the RoboCop movie and TV series, let's talk about how things went so wrong for the franchise in the first place. One of the biggest reasons the RoboCop reboot flopped was because MGM got way too involved in director Jose Padilla's creative process. According to City of God director Fernando Mere, Padilla once called him and described making RoboCop as the worst experience of his life. He said that 90% of his ideas got shut down by studio executives, making every decision a battle. For anything he wanted, he had to fight. He even told Mere, "This is hell, Fernando. The film will be good, but I've never suffered so much and I don't want to do it again." That's some serious frustration right there. A major reason for all this interference was the budget. With a price tag of $100 to $130 million, MGM wanted to play it safe and make sure they got their money back. That meant ditching the R rating, which pretty much stripped the film of everything that made the original RoboCop special: gruesome body horror, brutal satire of corporate greed, and that raw, unfiltered edge. Instead of letting RoboCop be RoboCop, MGM tried to mold it into a franchise that could compete with the MCU. The result? A movie that felt way too clean, too polished, like every frame had been approved by a boardroom full of executives. Sure, there were some solid moments, like the big reveal of Murphy's body, but it just didn't hit the same way as the 1987 classic. In the end, RoboCop lost its bite, and fans were left with a watered-down version of what could have been something great. But then, things started to turn around in January 2018. RoboCop's original writer, Ed Neumeier, revealed that he was working on a direct sequel to the 1987 classic. This new movie would ignore the sequels and the 2014 reboot entirely. He described it as a return to the RoboCop everyone loved, essentially picking up right after the first film. By July 2018, RoboCop Returns was officially in the works, with District 9 director Neill Blomkamp attached to direct and Justin Rhodes handling the script. The story was based on an unused script Neumeier and Michael Miner had originally written for RoboCop 2. Blomkamp was all in on making it feel like a true Verhoeven sequel, even promising that the original RoboCop suit would be back, something he confirmed on Twitter with a 1,000,000% original response to a fan. Unfortunately, Blomkamp left the project in August 2019 to work on a horror film instead, and by November, Abe Forsythe was brought in to replace him as director. Then came Amazon's takeover of MGM in March 2023, and RoboCop suddenly became a priority again. Just a month later, Amazon Studios officially announced plans for a RoboCop TV series and a new film, with the series likely being developed first. On top of that, Ed Neumeier told Movie Hole that a RoboCop prequel TV series is in the works, focusing on a young Dick Jones and the rise of Omni Consumer Products. Then, on September 25, 2024, Deadline reported that Amazon MGM officially announced the series, with Peter Ocko serving as the writer, executive producer, and showrunner. And to make things even more interesting, horror maestro James Wan has joined as an executive producer. As the RoboCop franchise is revived through Amazon MGM's new film and TV series projects, there's a growing possibility that the two universes, RoboCop and Terminator, could be tied together in an epic crossover. If Amazon MGM is smart, they could create an incredibly exciting narrative that not only connects these two legendary sci-fi worlds, but also builds upon their shared history. So how could RoboCop be a prequel to Terminator? Let's break down the evidence and the potential for a truly mind-blowing crossover. RoboCop, originally released in 1987, follows Alex Murphy, a dedicated Detroit police officer who, after being brutally murdered by criminals, is revived by the mega corporation Omni Consumer Products as a cyborg law enforcer. RoboCop is not only tasked with restoring order to a crime-ridden city, but also finds himself battling corporate corruption, ultimately going against the very company that gave him his second life. The story blends gritty crime drama with dystopian sci-fi, highlighting the dangers of unchecked corporate power, and its anti-corporate message is one of the film's strongest themes. Now, while RoboCop's narrative is its own unique story, there's a surprising crossover that has existed in the comics world for some time, connecting it to another iconic sci-fi franchise, the Terminator. Specifically, the RoboCop vs. Terminator comic, written by Frank Miller, reveals an astonishing truth about RoboCop's existence and its connection to Skynet, the rogue AI from the Terminator universe. In this comic, a human rebel from the future discovers that Alex Murphy's transformation into RoboCop is the catalyst for the creation of Skynet, which eventually leads to the rise of the Terminators and the disastrous Judgment Day event. To sum up, Amazon MGM's audacious decision to bring the RoboCop franchise back to life creates intriguing opportunities for a formal crossover with the Terminator world. With the RoboCop vs. Terminator comic already laying the groundwork for RoboCop being a direct prequel to Terminator, it's not hard to imagine the upcoming film and TV series exploring these connections in greater detail. As both franchises continue to explore themes of human-made technology spiraling out of control, we might be witnessing the beginning of a groundbreaking shared universe that connects RoboCop and Terminator in ways that fans have only dreamed of. The future is definitely looking bright for these two sci-fi giants, and the best may yet be ahead. And that wraps up today's video. If you want to stay updated on all the latest movie news, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. By doing so, you'll stay in the loop with all our future updates. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one. Remember, we're always open to your suggestions for future videos, so feel free to leave them in the comments below.